connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good morning, Idaho. I'm Riley Shoemaker, and we've got a lot to get to this morning from our large team of neighborhood reporters, like our Don Nelson covering the continued growth of the Treasure Valley. As plans are in place for over 2,000 homes to be built along the I-84 corridor. Plus, coming up in our next half hour, I'll break down a lawsuit involving a Department of Corrections whistleblower and what he describes as retaliation from his higher-ups for exposing what he saw. Details on all that and more coming up. But first, let's have a check of the weather with our Sophia Cruz. Good morning, Sophia. How are we doing this fine Friday?
You know, Riley, I'm so happy it's Friday. TGIF, we've got a good weekend in store, but we are going to be talking about the heat and wildfire smoke as we head into it. So for today, it's a nice clear start waking up, but you'll notice it is starting to get a little bit hazy out there. We'll see that same pattern similar to yesterday with smoke building in by the afternoon and evening. Temperatures right now sitting at about 67, and with the wildfire smoke slowly starting to build in, we are back at that moderate category. So where you see all of this area shaded in yellow from Boise, Mountain Home, upwards towards Stanley. This means that if you have any upper respiratory matters such as asthma, or you're more sensitive whenever we have allergies, you're not going to want to spend all of your time outside. So just a heads up there. This also extends all the way as you head into Burns and as you get closer to that large wildfire in northern Oregon. So we'll be also talking about what our wildfires look like closer to home. Now for the weekend, we are going to be hot and toasty this afternoon, upper 90s to mid 90s by Saturday, and then we see temperatures slowly dip to those lower 90s into Sunday. I'll be showing you the possibility of strong to severe storms that could make their way into our area this afternoon, and also all the details on our wildfires. Riley.
Thank you so much, Sophia. We're turning now to our news coming in overnight. The House approving $9 billion in cuts to federal budgets targeting foreign aid and public broadcasting. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with the details.
Is adopted.
Overnight, a major win for President Trump. The House voting 216 to 213 to pass President Trump's proposal to claw back already approved congressional funding. The measure would claw back $9 billion from the federal budget, including cuts to foreign aid like USAID and public broadcasting. House Speaker Mike Johnson saying he's delighted to send the package to President Trump's desk for his signature.
We're going to downsize the scope of government. Government is too large, it does too many things, and it does almost nothing well.
It comes less than 24 hours after the Senate voted to tweak the administration's original proposal. Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski voting with Democrats against the bill.
I haven't been given the comfort, if you will, that we're not impacting maternal and child health, that we're not impacting HIV/AIDS, that we're not impacting nutrition programs and programs related to tuberculosis, malaria, polio, neglected tropical disease, pandemic prevention, family planning.
Democrats slamming some of the cuts in the bill.
This bill, make no mistake, Mr. Speaker, is a war on rural America. They are closing rural hospitals by virtue of the bill they passed 15 days ago, and now they will close rural radio stations.
Now, Republicans say the president will likely send more cutback requests to Congress soon. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Idaho senators standing by their votes to advance the bill. In a statement, Senator Mike Crapo writing in part, quote, that wasteful foreign aid programs have deviated from their original intent, concluding with, quote, by reducing waste, fraud, and abuse in federal spending, we can better ensure the long-term viability of the programs most critical for our national security. Senator Risch also expressing his approval, writing on X, quote, President Trump promised to cut wasteful spending and root out the misuse of taxpayer dollars. Now Senate GOP and I are voting to make these cuts permanent. On the public broadcasting front, NPR President and CEO Catherine Marr issuing a warning about these cuts, saying in part, public media, public radio, public television are a critical part of the emergency response plans of nearly half of the states in this nation. If these types of emergency alerting go away, you will have fewer outlets to be able to respond in real time to future natural disasters. A judge has lifted a 2023 non-dissemination order in the case against Bryan Kohberger. Judge Stephen Hippler ruling at a hearing Thursday that lawyers involved in the case can now speak with journalists and members of the media since there's no longer a need for an impartial jury. As we reported, Kohberger pleaded guilty to all charges against him earlier this month.
At this point, I do not believe the purpose of the non-dissemination order, the primary purpose, which is to ensure that we can seat a impartial jury, is any longer at play. At this point, I just don't think that I can justify the continuation of the non-dissemination order. I think the rights of the public to information in this case is paramount.
Court documents currently sealed in the case will stay sealed until at least next week. The court will start reviewing those documents after Kohberger's sentencing this Wednesday to determine what can be made public. We'll have full team coverage of Kohberger's sentencing, where we expect to hear emotional victim impact statements from the families involved. That's Wednesday, July 23rd. We'll be streaming the sentencing live on idahonews6.com starting at 9 a.m. And our evening newscast will have further depth, context, and reactions.
So this lot right here is the very first lot of Mayfield Springs.
That's right.
For decades, everyone watched as the Treasure Valley grew west to Napa and south to Kuna, but not much along the I-84 corridor into Elmore County.
What we feel here, Don, is this is the original Idaho experience.
Project manager Taylor Merrill says the longtime president of West Park Company, Greg Johnson, had a vision that pointed south. But why did something like this take so long? Did the water issue scare a lot of developers away, you think?
I think it was the path of least resistance, Don.
Right.
I think that farmland was available, consumable, and accessible. Water's limited. We're in an aquifer here, which is actually a positive aquifer. It's actually adding to water. Greg was able to secure water rights years ago. With that part of that first application, we still retain water rights, and we are perfecting those water rights.
Merrill says 2 of the 3 wells on the property are up and running. But the other major question about this location besides water is fire protection.
This fire station will house the sheriff. It'll house Mountain Home Ambulance. It'll house the fire department. We've contracted with a group called Rural Metro Fire. And they'll staff this with firemen and fire equipment, and we'll have that protection out here.
Brett Fouts with Eaglewood Homes is heavily involved in the first phase of this 15 to 20-year project. That's located right across from the Elmore County line, close to the Boise Stage stop. You can't miss the large monument being built on the west side of I-84. Fouts says this.
A lot of people come to Idaho to kind of feel the one with nature and to feel that escape from the city life, and this is a place where you can do that.
Idaho's Big Bear Fire, now over 3,500 acres large, in the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness. The lightning-caused fire is burning in steep, difficult terrain in a very remote area. Crews are working to protect the historic Arctic Point Lookout, the River of No Return Lodge, and several private buildings. When we get back, President Trump seemingly reversing course and calling on his attorney general to release more details on the Epstein case. Taking a look at your national headlines this morning, the Trump administration is handing over personal data from all 79 million Medicaid recipients to ICE, according to an agreement obtained by the Associated Press. That includes names, addresses, birth dates, and even social security numbers, part of a new effort to track undocumented immigrants. The deal was signed Monday between officials at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the Department of Homeland Security. The House has signed off on a $9 billion cut to foreign aid and public broadcasting. Supporters say it saves taxpayers money, but critics warn it could harm global relations and gut local stations. The cancellation of $1.1 billion for the Corporation for Public Broadcasts represents the full amount it is due to receive during the next 2 years. Meanwhile, in Boston, another hearing is scheduled to challenge President Trump's executive order that effectively ends birthright citizenship. A federal judge in New Hampshire ruled last week to temporarily block the order from going into place. A number of lawsuits are challenging the legality of the executive order, and the case could wind up right back in front of the Supreme Court after lower courts have their say. Now to the surprise reversal from President Trump after railing against Democrats and members of his own party to move on from the Jeffrey Epstein files. The president now urging his own attorney general to unseal grand jury testimony in the case. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
President Trump calling for his attorney general to release more details in the Epstein case. Trump posted on Truth Social saying, quote, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. Bondi quickly responding, saying, quote, President Trump, we're ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts.
He's been very clear that he wants all credible information, credible evidence to be turned over to the people so that the people can decide.
The announcement, which came hours after Trump said there would be no special counsel for the case, appeared to be in response to growing calls for transparency. For the second time this week, House Republicans voted down a Democratic procedural move to force the release of the Epstein files, even as they advanced their own resolution that calls for the release of the documents. But the resolution is non-binding. Critics, like Republican Thomas Massey of Kentucky, slamming the move, saying, Congress thinks you're stupid. The Rules Committee passed a non-binding Epstein resolution, hoping folks will accept it as real. It forces the release of nothing. The deep divides over transparency and loyalty to Trump now spilling into full view. On Capitol Hill, the debate over releasing the files turned hostile as Democratic and Republican lawmakers clashed over claims that releasing additional information could be harmful to the victims.
We know where you are, Mr.
You're the party of child victims. That's why you opened the border.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk, one of Trump's most vocal critics lately, flooded social media with claims of a cover-up, retweeting and replying to dozens of posts about the case on Thursday. Back to the release of the grand jury testimony. The White House is expected to file the motion today, but the decision is ultimately up to the judge. Legal experts say the chances of the material being released in full are extremely slim. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Heads up, Nampa, it's going to be a hot afternoon, 98. I'll be showing you what we can expect into the weekend coming up.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Your time right now is 6:15, and thanks for starting your morning with us. If you're getting that first cup of coffee or tea ready, prepare for a hot afternoon ahead. You've got temperatures sitting near the triple digits, if not at them. You've got Glenns Ferry 101. That's going to be one of the hottest spots on the map. You in Ontario, guys, you guys have been really hot this week. Now, across our valley floors, the majority of us will be sitting in those upper 90s, to some spots even in those mid 90s, but in our mountains, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable for you. You've got mid 80s to lower 90s heading through. Now, this afternoon, we do have a chance for strong to severe storms. This is across southeast Idaho, and this does not include the Treasure Valley or as you make your way into eastern Oregon. This, as you head closer really into that portion of where you start to head to our bordering states, that's when you see that severe risk. So where that marginal risk, that's a low end for severe weather, but just to give you a good idea of what this looks like, it's not widespread impacts and it's very isolated if you do get caught in one of those severe storms. And you'll notice that there's a few showers that bubble up into that 6 o'clock hour. Again, if you do get caught in one, you're going to want to make sure that whatever is outside of your home is secure. If you have any trees near your home, you want to be extra cautious and just be on the lookout because this could produce some strong outflow gusts upwards towards 50 miles per hour. So heads up there. Throughout the rest of the weekend, things dry out and we just kind of see clouds building in through the middle of the day. Not too much change other than that. Now, we do have a red flag warning that is in place for this evening and really into the afternoon and evening ahead. This goes from 1 o'clock through midnight, and that's where exactly we could see possibly some of those stronger storms. Again, it's going to be mostly wind, not very much rain, so not very good for that really wildfire risk. So again, avoid also outdoor burning. As far as fires go, the largest fire near us is in northern Oregon, and that's the Cram Fire that sits at about 91,000 acres. Just to give you again a good size comparison, this is 3 3 times the size of San Francisco. So very large wildfire that's been contributing to majority of our smoke. Here we do still have some wildfires. The really larger ones we're looking at are the Big Bear Fire and the Rush Fire, both between 1,400 upwards to a little bit more than over 3,000 acres. So not as large as what they're seeing over there in Oregon, but again, that is going to be the main one that is contributing to that wildfire smoke. Speaking of wildfire smoke, it is going to be another hazy day for us. We have a smoke continuing to build in throughout the day. It'll get a little bit clearer for a moment if you're in McCall and Cascade, but that smoke is again going to build in as you head into that later afternoon and evening. And then by Saturday morning, those hazy skies are going to follow. So it is going to be a kind of a period where we see smoke build in and build out. So just a heads up there. But one thing that it does help do, keep us a little bit cooler and from rapidly warming up. Now, either way, it does look like into next week, we'll see some nice relief. We get lower 90s and upper 80s Sunday and Monday, and it'll be pretty nice and even into Tuesday. Lower 90s and really seasonable temperatures return next week. I'll keep you up to date right here throughout our morning.
I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez, speaking with a farmer and a Nampa veterinarian on how heat impacts livestock's weight, fertility, and reproduction. Extreme heat isn't just tough on people, it's also putting added stress on livestock. Brad McIntyre is a 4th-generation farmer in Caldwell. At McIntyre Family Pastures, they raise pigs, turkeys, chickens, and grass-finished beef, and Brad says he can be a challenge.
Cow actually will start stressing about 70 degrees. We're constantly checking on during the day, making sure their waters are flowing good, have good access to cold water, and we constantly are moving them to keep that cool grass in front of them.
It's not just about comfort, it affects performance too. McIntyre says during the hottest months, cattle struggle to gain weight, which impacts meat quality.
With the grass-finished steer, we don't butcher during part of June, July, August because they're not gaining weight really well at that time. And for grass-finished animals, the flavor comes in fat, and so we want them on a steady, constant gain.
From moving animals to fresh pasture to building custom shelters, every decision aims to keep livestock safe in the heat, especially for pigs who can't sweat it out well for themselves.
That's why they love mud holes so much, is it gives them that coolness that cools their skin down, and then also shade.
Dr. Zach Raptosh, a veterinarian at Lakeshore Animal Hospital, says heat can impact fertility in animals like cattle.
They aren't making as much milk. They aren't gaining the pounds per day. They aren't as fertile, but certainly when we're doing things like artificially inseminating or transferring embryos, if those animals are too warm, your conception can go way down, significantly decrease it, absolutely.
And when livestock suffer, the impact goes beyond the farm.
It does, at a certain level, make animals more susceptible to other disease processes.
Here in the Treasure Valley, extreme heat is a short-term issue in summer months, but Dr. Raptosh says that even short periods of stress can cause harm to livestock. I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez for Idaho News 6.
Hey everyone, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. We're here at Sandy Point Beach and introducing you to the latest member of our team, Sahana Patel, who has just joined us here at Idaho News 6. Welcome to the team.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you. You are from the Texas area originally, right?
Yes. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. How different is this for you? You've been here for about 3 weeks or so now.
Yes, it's amazing being here. There's so much nature. Everything is beautiful.
And you're going to be covering what areas in what neighborhoods?
So I'm going to be covering Southeast Boise, the Boise Bench, and Mountain Home.
Okay, very cool. And in your time here, obviously it's a great time to be here, summer, right? And
right.
You get a chance. What are you looking forward to most?
I think it's time for me to float the river. I think right. I need to get on that.
We've been telling her a lot about floating the river, so that'll be fun.
Yes.
And then just getting to know the people in the area.
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to find everyone is very friendly here.
I have already noticed that, and it's been great.
Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks for being here, and good luck, and welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris in Star, where we are greeting yet another new member of our Channel 6 team, and it's Greenlee Clark, who is going to be covering not only Star, but Eagle, and where else?
Emmett.
And Emmett.
Yes.
Congratulations, and welcome to Channel 6. We are thrilled to have you. So, where are you from?
I'm from Toledo, Washington.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you find Idaho so far? You've been here for about a month.
Yes. So I went to school in Phoenix, Arizona, and then of course grew up in a really small town, Toledo, Washington. So I think Boise, Idaho in general is a good in between of those both.
Yeah, I think you may be actually a little culture shock compared when you look at Eagle and Star because they're growing so fast.
Yes, they are growing fast, but I do think they still are small communities and they have those small town hearts, which I can really relate to, being from a small town in Washington, which is really great and really exciting for me.
And you went to college down in Arizona, so you're used to the heat.
Yes.
And you have how many brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they in the business too, or are they thinking about it?
No, not at all. My brother does want to go into film. I think he wants to be a film director one day. He's very artsy, very creative. My sisters, one of them wants to be a teacher. She loves kids. She's awesome. And my other sister wants to go into dental work. So we got a whole variety in the household.
What are you most looking forward to on the job?
Oh, on the job. I'm most looking forward to getting to know the people, not only the people I work with, but the people that I'm going to be interviewing, the stories I'm going to hear. I have such a heart for telling people's stories, and I love getting to know people on a deeper level. And so just getting to be a voice in that sense and, you know, connect with these people all throughout Idaho.
Having been here as long as I have over the years, what you're going to find, and when people come to visit you, is that the people here are so nice.
Yes.
And you've probably already noticed that, right?
Yes, yes. I don't know if it's just because the seasons here are so great or the air just is better. I don't know, but everybody always seems to be smiling. Everybody's so welcoming. I'll be like, yeah, I'm new here. And they're like, oh, you have to try this place and go here. And here's my number. It honestly already feels like home. It's great.
It's going to be so much fun. So what we want to let people know is if you have a story for Greenlee in any of the communities that you're covering, what do they do?
To contact me?
Contact you.
Oh, yes, of course. So you can reach out to my Instagram, Greenlee Clark TV, or you can just email me, greenlee.clark@kivitv.com. And yeah, if you go to the website, you should be able to find my page there. All the information, all the little bit, you know, the details about me would be great.
It's very cool. Yes. Our latest addition to the Channel 6 news team, Greenlee Clark, welcome.
Thank you.
A former correctional officer says speaking out about inmate mistreatment cost him his job. Now he's taking IDOC to court.
Now we'll look outside from the Treasure Valley Chevy Dealers Tower Cam.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho. I'm Riley Shoemaker, and we still have so much more ahead from our large team of neighborhood reporters, like our Brady Caskey highlighting new technology that allows those with visual impairments to still enjoy what the city of Boise has to offer. Plus, our Steve Dent follows up with that Utah man who caught a record-setting trout out of Payette Lake, and how his catch is a reflection of Idaho Fish and Game's efforts over the past decade. More on all that coming up, but first, let's bring in our Sophia Cruz for a look at the weather. Sophia, are we going to have fishing-friendly weather this weekend?
That is not a fishing-friendly. That thing was huge. Every time I see it, I'm just amazed that that size of a fish could even exist. Either way, it is going to be a hotter weekend for fishing if that's your plan. Hazy skies are starting to take over our morning, but it is still nice waking up. You've got 67 as you head out the door over downtown. This afternoon, the heat does return. We get to 101 in Glenns Ferry with upper 90 stretching into Caldwell, also 101 into Ontario. So again, just make sure you're practicing those heat safety tips. As far as air quality goes, we're back at that moderate. So where you see all of this yellow here in the Treasure Valley and also over in Burns, again, that means if you have any upper respiratory matters, you're going to feel a little bit more sensitive while you're outside. It's going to feel almost like you have allergies. So just be careful. Through our weekend, we do see those mid-90s to lower 90s return, but we're also looking at that possibility for low-end severe weather this afternoon. So I have all the details on those storm timelines and then also the cooler weather. That's, well, when I say cooler, I should really emphasize on the cooler, Riley, because upper 80s, I should say relief. We have some relief from the triple digits on the way.
You know, I think 80 sounds like a nice, cool breeze at this point. Thank you so much, Sophia. We're turning now to news. A new federal lawsuit filed against the IDOC alleges leaders retaliated against a correctional officer after he reached out to Idaho News 6. I was first to report on those concerns regarding inmate mail and medical forms allegedly ending up in the trash. And now I'm named in a lawsuit as one of the journalists former correctional officer Scotty Amos turned to when he says no one inside IDOC would listen. The federal lawsuit formally filed this week accuses the Idaho Department of Correction of punishing whistleblower Scotty Amos, a former officer at ISCC south of Boise, who claims he lost his job after going public about what he saw behind closed doors, alleging inmates' health service requests, grievance forms, and personal mail were regularly discarded in shredding bins and trash cans. I spoke exclusively with Amos's lawyer, Dan Kalish, about his client's concerns.
A lot of those weren't going to where they should be going. Once there was a person who was actually left out in the cold and who was shivering. So he noticed all of these things. He ended up sort of reporting them. That didn't go anywhere. So although it wasn't in his job duties to report this, he ended up going to you, Miss Shoemaker, and he ended up getting fired basically as a result of that.
Amos alleges he discovered patterns of neglect, including that inmate allegedly forgotten outside in freezing temperatures, and mail never delivered to inmates or their loved ones.
He literally found them in recycling and shredding bins. He went up the chain, he did everything he could, and no one was listening to him.
Amos says after internal complaints were ignored, he contacted Idaho News 6 and argues he was then terminated without notice, violating his First Amendment rights.
We think he had a legal right to go to the press to discuss some of the corruption that he was seeing, and he got fired as a result.
IDOC has not yet responded to our request for comment. This is the latest development in a months-long investigation I've been following on various issues within the Idaho Department of Correction, including my report on the correctional officer charged with having a sexual relationship with an inmate. I've also received dozens of letters from IDOC inmates, many echoing the same allegations of destroyed mail and mistreatment. You can find my full reports, official documents, and continuing coverage of these issues within IDOC in this story on IdahoNews6.com. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6. Later this morning, the first of two preliminary hearings for the man charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. As we reported, Benjamin Roy Naylor was arrested back on July 8th as the primary suspect of 4 murders in the Magic Valley. His daughters last week issued an apology to the families of the victims, citing untreated schizophrenia and Naylor's lifelong battle with mental health issues. This morning's preliminary hearing will be at the Cassia County Courthouse at 9 a.m., with another one to follow in Minidoka County on July 23rd. The state of Idaho can no longer prosecute doctors for out-of-state abortion referrals. A federal judge signing a consent decree which opposes a 2023 opinion from Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador. This opinion had stated that providing information about out-of-state abortions could violate Idaho's abortion ban. The Attorney General had rescinded that opinion just days after the initial lawsuit was filed. You can read statements and reactions from the Attorney General, Planned Parenthood, and the ACLU of Idaho on our website, idahonews6.com.
Accessibility is a big priority for the city of Boise, and new technology is helping the visually impaired navigate places like the Boise watershed. I'm your West Boise neighborhood reporter Brady Caskey, learning that it all starts with a quick scan of this special QR code.
Welcome to the watershed.
It brings it to life. It brings the Boise watershed or a space to life to me. It gives it dimension, and I can kind of picture it in my mind's eye what's around me.
Diana Willis is blind, but she and her guide dog Babs can still experience the Boise watershed using these special QR codes.
Using NaviLens, I'm able to be a part of the community and get the information and just feel like it's a place for me to be too.
Here's how it works. These special codes are placed all around the exhibit hall. Using the Navilens app, visitors can scan them to hear wayfinding directions and information about the exhibits.
We're one of the first centers and museums in the United States to utilize this technology.
Cindy Bush leads the Watershed Education Program and says they wanted to use this technology to make the experience more accessible.
It helps with anyone who's visually impaired or blind to be able to navigate and understand some of the content, to have an equal opportunity and experience within this exhibit space.
You can try your hand at using Navilens at the Hands Around the Capitol event on Friday, July 25th. Reporting in West Boise, I'm Brady Caskey for Idaho News 6.
The Highway 16 to 84 project is still chugging along, and the progress can be seen in many areas. I'm your Star Neighborhood reporter Alexander Huddleston speaking with ITD about the behind the scenes, as well as getting a possible timeline on completion.
Traffic is projected to double within the next 20 years.
Thursday night, locals popped into Eagle Christian Church to see the progress by ITD on the Highway 16 to 84 project and learn more information about the portion that will interchange with Highway 44.
So Highway 16 is going to go over 44, and that's really going to change a lot for us, for Eagle, and for Emmett.
I spoke with several locals off camera who said they are excited for the straight shot into the rural areas of the Treasure Valley. With these areas growing, Star Mayor Trevor Chadwick says that the infrastructure is needed for these small towns.
There's always more to do. It'll be enough to get people throughout the valley pretty quickly. But, we're looking at alternate solutions here in the city of Star, and City of Milton is doing the same thing, and Ada County Highway District and Highway District 4. We're looking at trying to get another river crossing between Star and Middleton to help pull some of that traffic away from Star.
And to keep that traffic flowing, this section of the project will not have any traffic lights, with lanes allowing drivers to merge on and off the highway. This portion is expected to begin later this summer. ITD says they're looking to open up this project completely mid to late 2027. I'm your Star Neighborhood reporter Alexander Huddleston for Idaho News 6.
Let's take a look now at what's happening today in your neighborhood. Over in Wilder, it's the 39th annual Hispanic Scholarship Golf Tournament. The yearly event raises critical funds supporting first-generation and low-income students pursuing higher education throughout Idaho. That'll be at Riverbend Golf Course with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. At Julia Davis Park in Boise, you can defy gravity at a showing of Wicked, part of the City of Boise's Movie Under the Stars series. It's free to attend and no tickets are required. They recommend bringing chairs and a blanket with the showing set to start at dusk. And starting today, the 208 Tattoo Festival is underway at Expo Idaho. From noon to 10 today, it's Idaho's largest tattoo fest where you can get some ink yourself or even just admire and appreciate the work of featured artists. Tickets are available online and at the door.
We talked to a Utah angler who set a new state record by catching a massive lake trout at Payette Lake. A Utah angler set a new Idaho state record when he pulled a 42-inch lake trout out of Payette Lake. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter Steve Dent, and we highlight what Idaho Fish and Game has done to this fishery to improve it. Here he is. And what it means for this Utah angler.
Yeah, I'm honored to, have the record. It's by length of 42 inches. The poundage for Idaho's pretty big.
Aaron Getch and his family made a trip to Idaho to fish for lake trout at Payette Lake.
Look at the pretty mama Megan.
Please hurry. They had quite a successful trip, pulling up monsters from the depths of the lake with a trolling rod Aaron designed himself. His company is Mama Hawk Fishing Rods.
We put the best parts and pieces on them, and it's very crucial to have the right gear when you're targeting this type of fish, big fish.
But it wasn't always this way. A decade ago, Idaho Fish and Game found the kokanee population in decline. Kokanee is the main food source for lake trout, and this contributed to unhealthy lake trout in Payette Lake.
There was a decision to be made about what the future of the fishery is going to look like, and the options were either manage for lake trout, which would be harmful to the kokanee population, or to try to bring the system more in balance.
Idaho Fish and Game decided to stock more kokanee in the lake, but they also removed and killed around 3,000 lake trout, all under 27 inches.
Anglers are happy on both sides.
It was a controversial decision at the time, but Aaron Getch believes this management strategy is now paying off.
The proof's in the pudding. Kokanee are large. The lake trout are very big. The lake biologist, I think, is doing a good job with his balancing act.
Aaron also believes anglers can do their part through catch and release. He told me these large lake trout don't taste good, so he put his record-setting fish back in the lake for someone else to catch.
It's like bringing a freaking farm animal out of the water or something, you know. It's a neat experience, but they don't need to be killed. You know, if you land something like that, they shouldn't be, because they actually get caught over and over again.
I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter Steve Dent for Idaho News 6.
For this week's Made in Idaho, I'm taking you into Idaho Pups and Ales in Meridian. It's a dog park bar that doesn't make you choose between a cold beer and your four-legged friends.
Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
6:47 is your time, and take a look at this gorgeous shot at Twin Falls. It's nice and beautiful. The sun's coming up. Clouds are slowly increasing, and as you continue through your morning, it's nice and cool here, isn't it? 67 to start the day. And remember, as we head into this afternoon and evening, we do have a chance for low-end severe weather. Now, this is all across southeastern Idaho, so this does not include the Treasure Valley, but where you see this marginal, that's that, again, level 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Now, the biggest threat that we could see is going to be outflow gusts, so those strong, really windy gusts that you can get from stronger storms and even severe storms at that. But if we do get a severe storm, it can be upwards towards 50 miles per hour. Now, throughout the day, it's really quiet on our end. We will notice that breeze starts to pick up, but across southeastern Idaho, you'll see these few showers start to pop up in the area. Again, it fleets through the area, and then by the time we get into Saturday morning, it's pretty quiet. Into the evening, we see a few clouds build in, maybe a few remnants of those showers pushing through, but overall, it's going to be a pretty quiet weekend. You'll notice, though, that the heat turns up, as well as the wildfire smoke. We do have a red flag warning in place for 1 o'clock today. This goes all the way through midnight, so if you're in those southeastern areas or you're traveling into them today, be on the lookout for smoke plumes, and again, avoid outdoor burning. Again, if there were a wildfire to start, it would spread pretty rapidly. The Treasure Valley isn't excluded in this, but it says all the way goes and extends towards our friends even in Washington. Now, the bigger question I'm sure you're going to have is, what is our wildfire smoke going to look like? Well, we get this westerly flow that starts to really push and really bring all of that wildfire smoke just towards us. The biggest fire, again, the Cram Fire in north central Oregon, and that trend continues just to kind of blow the smoke towards us again. So it's pretty light out there, but it really sticks with us as we continue through our next couple mornings. So just a heads up. As far as what the Cram Fire looks like right now, this is the one that's in Oregon. It's about over 91,000 acres, so it's getting pretty close to that 92,000 mark even. But just to give you a good size comparison, because this is a lot of smoke coming from one fire, San Francisco, if you took that 3 times, so 3 times the size of San Francisco, that's how big this fire is. So very huge, almost the size of a major city in the U.S. Now, either way, as we head closer to home, we do still have some wildfires here. We have the Rush Fire and Big Bear Fire, both between 3,500 over to 1,400 here. So not as large, and it's not contributing to that larger threat of wildfire smoke, but it is still there. So just a heads up again. Now you've got upper 90s this afternoon, mid 90s into Saturday, and then with the cooler weather maker coming in for the weekend, that drops our temperatures back down from the lower 90s to the upper 80s Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be really comfortable starting off next week, which is nice because we started off this week with some triple digits and upper 90s. Now we do return near seasonable, so those lower 90s start to come back in the board by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So again, just a heads up, it's still hot, but there are some cooler days in store. If you want to read more about the forecast, you can head on over to idahonews6.com. Otherwise, it's our Friday morning, which means it's the best commute of the week. Let's get you ready for work.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
6:50 is your time, and we're giving you a look of downtown where the sun is shining. It's starting to get a little hazy out there. You can't really tell as well from this camera, but again, you're going to notice it as you walk outside, so just a heads up. Here's a look at I-84 Cunin Meridian as you travel eastbound. It is starting to pick up a bit on this road, so just a heads up for my Cuna drivers and my Meridian goers. Eastbound 94 looking a little bit busier, but overall it's been pretty quiet throughout the morning. I haven't seen too much change just yet. It looks like people are still waking up and trying to make their way out the door. Giving you a closer look at West Chinden Boulevard and West State Street, both quiet spots for us this morning, so it looks pretty smooth for our Friday morning. If you're going from Chinden Boulevard onto US 20, you've got under 12 minutes.
I'm Meridian neighborhood reporter Allie Tripke, and for this week's Made in Idaho, I'm taking you into Idaho Pups and Ales in Meridian. It's a dog park bar that doesn't make you choose between a cold beer and your four-legged friends.
Literally, I don't think I'd be able to have her if this dog bar weren't here.
After fostering, then adopting her dog Rio, ICOM student Ava often visits IPA in Meridian, a short, tail-wagging trot from her nearby apartment.
And it turned out to be like the favorite part of her week. So I come, and since I'm in school, I study, I bring my iPad. And I sit at the tables and I'll do work, and then she gets her exercise out, and then like we both sleep at night.
Since opening in December, this bark and bar concept has been a local treat for Idaho dog lovers, thanks to the dog determination of owners Michelle and Sean Johnson, who once ran a dog boarding business and decided it was time to let this dream off leash.
This was always the dream.
And it seems their dream has fetched a positive community response.
I mean, they get wet, right? And they'll run past people and nobody cares because they know that the place was built for dogs and people get to come too.
While the pups are running through the fire hydrant splash pad, their humans can also cool off with local beers, ciders, wine, and even non-alcoholic options like Boise Booch Kombucha.
Our client base, I think, is coming from, we do have people from Emmett that drive out, have passes or memberships, and they enjoy it, so they love the space.
To keep tails wagging, IPA offers monthly and annual memberships, maintaining the off-leash dog zone with trained staff. Plus, they host live music, food trucks, movie nights, and even mutts and mixer events. From Meridian, Allie Tripke, Idaho News 6.
In this morning's GMA First Look, after surviving that heart-stopping, caught-on-tape kidnapping attempt, the quick-thinking 18-year-old who escaped is speaking out to GMA.
I had to get away from him, and I could not get into the truck. I was terrified.
Emma was the sole employee working inside this Florida shop on June 29th when police say the suspect, Theodore Tunador, walked in and began stealing merchandise.
I got in his way so he wouldn't leave with the product, and then he pushed me out of the store and then put me in a chokehold and dragged me out to the truck.
The 18-year-old refusing to go quietly, fighting her way out of the suspect's grasp as he tries to force her into what authorities say is a stolen vehicle. And coming up at 7 a.m., she'll tell us how she escaped and the lesson her parents taught her that made all the difference. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
Now, the Out the Door forecast, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors.
6:57 is your time, and as you head out, it's a nice cool start waking up with mid-60s. You'll have this mid-70s heading into work, and then while you're getting ready for lunchtime, that's when things will start to heat up a bit out there. We'll start with those lower 80s into 11 a.m., and then if you have a later lunch, by 1 o'clock, we'll be sitting in those lower 90s. This afternoon, we are expecting to hit upwards towards those upper 90s, possibly 98, even 100 in some spots on our valley floor. So if you want to read more about the forecast, you can head on over to idahonews6.com. Otherwise, it's Friday. Let's go get you ready for your Friday morning commute.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
57 is your time, and we're giving you a look of downtown. It's a nice start waking up for us this morning, and it's Friday, so that's a plus already. As you get ready to head outside, it's just the best commute of the week, honestly. It looks pretty quiet out there. We are looking at a little bit of slope as you make your way on I-84 for traveling eastbound and going into downtown. But just to give you a closer look, I-84th Y, you'll notice nice and quiet out there, so we haven't really looked at too much change this morning. Either people are taking off, which is nice if you're taking off on your Friday, but over downtown it's been pretty quiet so far. So I'll continue to keep an eye on the roads as we go through our morning together. But 12 to 7 minutes if you're going on I-84 from Caldwell to Garrity, Garrity to Eagle, and Eagle into downtown both look pretty smooth and quiet this morning. Riley, TGIF, I'm so excited. What are you going to do with the heat turning on this weekend?
I am heading up to Sun Valley, so I will not be in town for this heat, and I think it's gonna be a little cooler there. I'm gonna play some golf, maybe go on a hike. How about you?
I think I am just gonna sit by the pool, wear my sunscreen, of course, and drink plenty of water because it's gonna be hot. I'm trying to set the nice, really golden rules: drinking water and using sunscreen while things heat up.
Yeah, definitely use that sunscreen today. And happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Idaho News 6.